Welcome, everyone. We'll get started in about 2 minutes for more people to join before we start today's webinar. Thank you. Welcome again, everyone. We'll get started in about 1 minute for more people to join before we start today's webinar. Thank you for your patience. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to our May All-Stakeholder webinar for the Summer EBT program, known as SumBucks. My name is Shanshan Chen, and I'm one of the analysts on the SumBucks team. A gentle reminder here that CDSS currently prohibits artificial intelligence or AI tool use. CDSS partners and affiliates must adhere to CDSS data protection and privacy guidelines when interacting with AI and machine learning tools during CDSS meeting sessions. We ask that all participants refrain from using AI note-taking technology in our webinar today. Any AI note-taking tools identified during the webinar will be removed. Next, I will go over our meeting controls and housekeeping slides. Next slide, please. As noted on the slide, this webinar is held in listen-only mode. The meeting invitation provides the option to connect to audio via phone or computer, depending on your preference. This webinar will be recorded. As soon as the recording becomes available, you may follow the YouTube link on the SumBucks webpage or go to the CDSS YouTube website to access the video recording. Next slide, please. While this webinar is in listen-only mode, you can ask about the program and today's content by using the Q&A section. To do so, select the Q&A button located on the toolbar at the bottom of your screen. You're welcome to submit a question at any time during the webinar, and they will be collected and answered at the end of the webinar during our Q&A session. Next slide, please. We also offer the chat feature in addition to Q&A. Please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat, share your name, location, and organization if applicable. Note that when using this feature, you have the option to select everyone, which is the default, or to select a specific participant to send your chat to. If you are having any logistical issues, you can use the chat function to ask for support from one of our co-hosts, Karina Gonzalez, who is handling logistics today. You can go to Meeting Controls, select Karina Gonzalez in the drop-down, type in your logistical question, and hit Enter. Karina will respond and provide you with an answer to your question. Please note that the chat feature is only to be used for logistical questions. All program-related questions should be asked in the Q&A section so we can better keep track of, respond to, and document the questions. Next slide, please. In today's webinar, we will provide a brief background and an overview of SumBucks for those who are not familiar with the program, share the 2025 program data, provide a summary of our 2025 outreach campaigns, go over our customer service efforts, and also share information about our 2026 program implementation. And as always, we'll provide some time for questions and answers and share information for next webinar. We also have a quick poll to collect your feedback about our webinar at the end. With that said, I will hand it over to Bernardo to talk about the Sunbucks basics. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Shan. Hello, my name is Bernardo and I'm an analyst on the Sunbucks team. Let's go over the Sunbucks program. Next slide, please. As always, we'll start by defining key terminology that will be important to the upcoming slides. This section serves as a refresher for returning attendees and helps new participants better understand the Sunbucks program. To qualify for Sunbucks, a child must attend a school that participates in the National School Lunch Program or the School Breakfast Program. These federal programs, overseen by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and administered by the California Department of Education, provide meals to students at eligible schools. Schools operating NSLP or S-BP are required to offer free or reduced price meals to children who meet eligibility criteria. Another term we may refer to throughout this presentation is the Summer Operational Period, or SOP. For California, the 2026 SOP runs from June 1st through August 31st, 2026. The Department of Education reviewed school calendars and found that over 90% of California schools are on break during this time. In California, the compulsory age to attend school for children is ages 6 through 18. So when we say school age, we are referring to children between the ages of 6 and 18. Lastly, you will hear CEP or Provision 2 schools. CEP stands for Community Eligibility Provision School. CEP or Provision 2 schools allow the nation's highest poverty schools and districts to serve breakfast and lunch at no cost to all enrolled students without collecting family applications. Next slide, please. So what are Sunbucks? Sunbucks is a program that helps families with school-age children buy groceries during the summer months when kids don't have access to school meals. Each eligible child receives $120 in benefits, which are loaded onto a Sunbucks electronic benefits transfer card, or EBT card, and the card image is shown on the screen. Families can use the Sunbucks card like a debit card to purchase foods such as fruits, vegetables, meat, whole grains, and dairy at grocery stores, farmers markets, and other places that accept CalFresh benefits. Families cannot use Sunbucks on hot foods, pet foods, cleaning or household supplies, personal hygiene items, or medicine. As an important reminder, Sunbucks benefits have no impact on immigration status. Families receiving Sunbucks can also participate in other food assistance programs, such as CalFresh and summer meal programs. Next slide, please. This is what we call the Sunbucks ABCs of eligibility, which outline the ways a child can qualify for Sunbucks. Groups B and C, shown in the kiwi color on the right, are automatically enrolled through Streamline certification. These include children who receive CalFresh, CalWorks, or Medi-Cal, certified at or below 185% of the federal poverty level, or identified by their school as foster care, homeless, migrant, or runaway, and children certified for free or reduced price meals through direct certification or categorical eligibility. Group A, shown in the mango color on the left, is a much smaller group. These children are not Streamline certified and must apply by submitting an NSLP school meal application or Universal Benefit application, also known as UBA. All children with approved NSLP meal applications or UBAs on file during the 2026 period of eligibility will get a Sunbooks card in the mail. Please be aware that some children who receive Medi-Cal may still need to apply, as we'll explain next. Next slide, please. So not all children receiving Medi-Cal are automatically eligible for Sunbooks. This is because federal rules stipulate that to be automatically eligible for Sunbooks, families must be certified with household income at or under 185% of the federal poverty level. While many Medi-Cal recipients meet this criteria and are automatically eligible for Sunbooks, not everyone on Medi-Cal qualifies. For example, if a child on Medi-Cal does not get CalFresh or CalWorks and is not approved for free or reduced price school meals, they might not be eligible automatically. We recommend the family to apply if they want to get Sunbooks. To apply, families must submit either a FRPM school meal application or a UBA to their child's school. We'll provide more information about the application on the next slide. Next slide, please. Families must submit Sunbooks applications directly to the child's school or school district. There are two different application forms that a family can submit to get Sunbooks, depending on what school their child goes to. For children attending a community eligibility provision or Provision 2 school, families should submit a universal benefits application form. CEP schools are the nation's highest poverty schools where all children are automatically eligible for federally funded free school meals without submitting an application. However, the rules for Sunbooks do not allow these children to be eligible without an application, which is why California created the UBA form. For children attending all other schools, families should submit a school meal application. While a school meal application is technically an application for federal free or reduced price school meals, all students who are eligible for the federal free and reduced price meal program, based on family income, are also eligible for Sunbooks benefits. This means that the school meal application essentially doubles as a Sunbooks application. If a family is unsure about what type of school their child is attending, they should ask their child's school directly about which form to use. Again, for those Medi-Cal families who do not get CalFresh or CalWorks, or is not approved for a free or reduced price school meal, they should apply. Please note, the deadline to apply for Sunbooks is August 31st, 2026. Any application submitted after that date will only be considered for the 2027 benefits. Next slide, please. The UBA form is available for CEP and Provision 2 school students in multiple language on the CDE website. We will share a link in the chat. The webpage also includes instructions for schools on how to process UBAs. Schools can download the UBA template and make the UBA available to their students. Families must submit UBAs directly to their child's school or school district. No application should be sent to the California Department of Education, the California Department of Social Services, or county welfare offices. Only individual schools and school districts can process UBAs. When determining Sunbooks eligibility for UBA applicants, applicable income eligibility guidelines for reduced price meals apply. These guidelines are posted online and will also share a link in the chat. As we mentioned earlier, families can start submitting UBAs now for 2026 Sunbooks benefits. Next slide, please. Please note that families can only use their Sunbooks cards after setting up a personal identification number, also known as PIN. Folks can follow the PIN setup instructions that come with the card. For enhanced security, we encourage families to download the free EBT Edge mobile app to create a PIN and learn how to protect their benefits. The EBT Edge mobile app icon is depicted here on the slide. This tool provides enhanced card security features, including the ability to create or change a card PIN, check when the benefits were loaded onto the card, check the card's balance, and unfreeze or freeze the card. More info can be found at the EBT website, and we will post a link in the chat. As a reminder, the official EBT Edge mobile app is free. California will never charge people to access the app. Next slide, please. The Code of Federal Regulations requires that benefits be expunged or removed 122 days from when benefits are loaded onto the card. Benefits cannot be reloaded to cards once they have been removed. Therefore, families should not wait to set up their PIN or spend Sunbucks. Families who get both CalFresh and Sunbucks should prioritize using Sunbucks. Families may use the free EBT Edge mobile app if they would like to know their card expungement date. The EBT Edge app shows the date the benefits were loaded onto the card. From there, families can add 122 days to figure out the expungement date. For further assistance, families can also call the Sunbucks helpline at 877-328-9677. With that said, I will send it to Osmar, who will go over our 2025 program data. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Bernardo. So hello, everyone. My name is Osmar Mesa, and I'm an analyst on the Sunbucks team. For the next few slides, we will cover data for the 2025 Sunbucks program. Next slide, please. On screen, we have the 2025 card usage and status data. The table shows our most recent data as of May 10th, 2026. In total, families have pinned over 3.39 million cards for a pin rate of 80.4%. The value of the benefits on those cards is over $407 million. Of those benefits, families have spent more than $391 million, which is approximately 96% of the value of the pinned cards. Also, over $118 million have expunged, which is about 23.3% of the benefits value loaded on all the mailed Sunbucks cards. Next slide, please. Let's take a closer look at the 2025 program data as shown in the two pie charts here. Looking at the pie chart to the left, as of May 10th, 2026, 80.4% of all mailed Sunbucks 2025 cards have been pinned. This totals to nearly 3.4 million cards. We have 4.3% of cards returned due to being undeliverable, and 15.3% of cards neither returned nor pinned. Now looking at the pie chart to the right, as of May 10th of 2026, 76.3%, or more than $386 million out of all the 2025 benefits loaded onto cards have been used on food purchases. In contrast with the previous slide, this number takes into account food returns and other adjustments. Additionally, 23.3% of benefits have been expunged. Now, there are still about 0.4% of the benefits remaining available for families to spend. Next slide, please. Here we show you the 2025 card pin trend with a year-over-year comparison to our 2024 numbers at similar times. Since Sunbucks cards can only be used after being pinned, the pin trend serves as a good indicator of how families are starting to utilize their Sunbucks benefits over a certain period of time. In general, we see a steady increase of card pin percentages for 2025. According to our most recent data as of May 10th, 2026, the card pin rate has been stable at 80.4%, same to our pin rate from April of 2026. This rate is 3.4% greater than our Sunbucks 2024 final pin rate, which was 77%. We want to emphasize that since we are approaching the end of the 2025 program cycle, we expect to see no change in the card pin rate moving forward. Next slide, please. Now, as we wrap up the 2025 program year, we'd like to share a brief summary of our outreach campaigns for Sunbucks of 2025. Next slide, please. First up is the Some Medi-Cal Families May Need to Apply campaign. We mentioned earlier that some Medi-Cal families who do not qualify for free or reduced price school meals are not automatically eligible and must apply to see if they can get Sunbucks. Some Medi-Cal Families May Need to Apply campaign aimed to inform families about applying before the 2025 application deadline. For this campaign in 2025, CDSS sent over 353,000 automated messages, including 274,000 emails and 78,000 texts. Next is the 2025 Benefit Issuance Notification campaign. This campaign notified families that they would be receiving their Sunbucks cards in the mail soon. This message was sent to families immediately after their cards were mailed. In total, CDSS sent over 1.92 million automated messages, including over 1.46 million emails and 464,000 texts to families who received Sunbucks. We also included a mailer insert that comes with each card in the envelope. And then next up, we launched the Card Pinning Reminder campaign, which aimed to remind all families with unpinned cards approximately 30 days after their cards were mailed. For this campaign, CDSS distributed over 672,000 total automated messages, including over 515,000 emails and 156,000 texts. In addition, we shared flyers and social media posts on our webpage for partners to use and encourage families to pin their Sunbucks cards. And last but not least, we had the Expungement Reminder campaign, which reminded families to use their Sunbucks benefits before their benefits expired. In total, CDSS sent over 1.24 million automated messages, including over 943,000 emails and 297,000 texts. Collectively, these automated messaging outreach campaigns effectively delivered timely information to the target populations about applying for, receiving, and using Sunbucks benefits in 2025. Slide, please. Now here we have the Expungement Reminder campaign. And our automated messages were limited to people who had their email address or phone number on file within our records. However, for the subset of individuals for which we didn't have the contact information, we sent physical postcards. The image example of the postcard is on the screen, and the postcards had message content in both English and Spanish. In total, we mailed over 946,000 postcards to families whose Sunbucks benefits were about to expire. Now, for 2025 Sunbucks, we also created a series of flyers, including the General Information Flyer, the Some Medi-Cal Families May Need to Apply Flyer, the Pin Your Card Reminder Flyer, and a Frequently Asked Question Flyer for counties to use. We have made the first 3 flyers available in 19 different languages on the Sunbucks website since spring of 2025, before the summer operational period started. Every time we publish flyers to our website, we make sure that they are always free to download for our partners to use. We also distributed the frequently asked question flyer for counties to the county welfare offices to help our county partners direct customers if they have Sunbucks related questions. Next slide, please. Let's take a look at our Sunbucks customer service. Customer service is a huge piece to the success of the Sunbucks program. Please remember our helpline number is 877-328-9677. We share the helpline number in the Sunbucks Cards mailer, on the back of the Sunbucks card, and on our website. The call center helps families with both general and complex eligibility questions, demographic updates such as address changes, PIN setups, and card replacements. The call center can also assist with identifying expungement table dates and escalate calls to CDSS or CDE as necessary. The helpline provides automated support 24 hours a day, 7 days per week, and live agents are also available Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Keep in mind that the Sunbucks option is not the first one listed when customers call the helpline. It takes some time for the automated phone tree to get to the Sunbucks option. When calling the helpline, families will need to listen carefully to the different dial options from the menu and make the appropriate choices. Next slide, please. On screen, we have some data on the calls received at our call centers in the month of April. The first table shows the number of calls received in April, broken down by language, for a total of 18,920 calls. The second table shows the 5 largest types of calls received for the month of April. Eligibility questions were 680 calls. Benefit expunged questions with 558 calls. Card mailing status questions with 380 calls. Demographic changes with 366 calls. And benefit questions with 168 calls. Next slide, please. We also have a few important reminders here. Applications for Sunbucks 2026 are already open, so families can start submitting UBAs or school meal applications to their child's school for 2026 Sunbucks benefits. The deadline to apply is August 31st, 2026, regardless of which application form they use. Families are encouraged to keep their address updated with their child's school and/or the county social services office. This helps ensure that their Sunbucks card is mailed to the correct address. Last but not least, Sunbucks benefits expire 122 days after the funds are loaded onto the card. Any money left after 122 days will expire and cannot be put back on the card. Therefore, please don't wait to use your benefits. And with that, I will hand it over to Nathan to talk about the 2026 program implementation. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Osmar. Hello, my name is Nathan Nguyen, and I'm an analyst on the Sunbucks team. Now, as we are approaching summer quickly, we'd like to share with you our 2026 program implementation. Next slide, please. First off, we have some great news to share. Our 2026 Plan for Operations and Management, or POM, was approved on May 6, 2026. This plan outlines how California will identify automatically eligible children, enroll participants, and issue benefits. Eligible CDSS has started the implementation of the Sunbucks 2026 program since we received the POM approval. Next slide, please. Due to the large volume of eligible children in California, Sunbucks card issuances will continue to occur in 2 stages for the 2026 program year. Stage 1 covers the kids in groups B and C who are Streamline certified. We've identified approximately 3.5 million eligible kids who we will send cards to during Stage 1. Sunbucks cards in Stage 1 will go out based on the child's last name in alphabet order, and we expect most families to receive their cards in June or July of 2026. Stage 2 issuances will start once Stage 1 issuances are complete. This stage addresses new eligibility determinations made during the summer operational period. These issuances include kids who became newly eligible through CalWORKs, CalFresh, and Medi-Cal with a household income at or below 185% of the federal poverty level, or through newly approved UBA or school meals applications. This stage will also include any new issuances as a result of a customer service inquiry. Next slide, please. Our CDSS Sunbucks website is a great resource for anyone who needs the most up-to-date information about the Sunbucks program. You can visit the website by clicking on the link in the chat or by scanning the QR code on the screen. The website covers information including what is Sunbucks, who is eligible, how to get Sunbucks, how to submit a dispute, FAQs, other food resources, and is a page specifically for our partners, which we'll discuss more on the next slide. The website also provides quick links and other nutrition resources, including summer meal program and other food assistance programs. Next slide, please. The partners page is shown on the screen. We will also share the link in the chat. We encourage all of our partners to actively utilize and share the resources found on this page, which include flyers, infographics, newsletters, recordings, and PowerPoints of our previous webinars, and much more. We thank you for your continued collaboration and support. Next slide, please. It is important to let families learn about the Sunbucks program and take action. Therefore, as part of the 2026 program outreach efforts, we have created a series of flyers and published them on our CDSS Sunbucks website. We will share the link to this page in the chat. On this slide, you can see 2 examples of flyers, including the general information flyer for Sunbucks 2026 and the flyer for CEP schools to distribute. Apply for Sunbucks, a summer nutrition program for children. We also have these flyers in multiple languages available on our website, as seen from the screenshot on the right side of the slide. These flyers are ready to use, completely free, and we encourage all our partners to use any flyers that you feel will be helpful to the people you serve. Next slide, please. On this slide, you can see 2 other examples of flyers, including the Pin Your Sunbucks card before your Sunbucks benefits expire flyer, and some families getting Medi-Cal may need to apply for Sunbucks flyer. These flyers are available in multiple languages on our website, as seen from the screenshot on the right side of the slide. Again, please feel free to access and distribute them with your served populations. Next slide, please. We are excited to share that we have launched the outreach campaigns for 2026 Sunbucks. Our first automated messaging campaign, You May Need to Apply for Sunbucks 2026, aims to remind families who do not qualify for automatic enrollment to apply for Sunbucks 2026 before the deadline of August 31st, 2026. This campaign started on May 4th, 2026, and as of May 15th, we have sent over 428,000 automated messages, including 351,000 emails and 76,000 texts. With that said, I will hand it back to you, Shenche. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Nathan. Hello again. As always, we appreciate your support to the Sunbucks program, and we would like to invite you to share photos about how your organization advocates for the Sunbucks program in your community. This may include, but not limited to, examples like photos of printed Sunbucks flyers on the door or wall, or to be distributed to community members, or your organization's social media post sharing Sunbucks related information, etc. Please feel free to email these photos and a brief description about the photos at any time to our Sunbucks email address at sunbucks@dss.ca.gov. If permitted, we're happy to showcase your organization's Sunbucks advocacy activities in our future webinars. Next slide, please. A quick reminder that the webinar was recorded. A link to all presentation materials will be published on the website once available. Please note that these require time and patience for ADA accessibility and translation. You can find recordings from our prior stakeholder webinars on the Sunbucks playlist as part of the CDSS YouTube channel. You can see the link on the slide. Now we'll move into the Q&A session. What questions do you have? You can still ask questions by using the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen, and we will respond as soon as we can. For now, I will go over the questions that have already been asked and answered throughout the webinar. Okay, so the first question is, when Sunbucks benefits are expunged from a customer's card, is there any way a customer can regain access to those expunged benefits? And the answer is, unfortunately, once benefits are expunged, they cannot be restored. The next question is, we had families calling us last week that a text went out for the reduced Medicaid households informing them to fill out a UBA. We also had households that are in CalPADS as free through CalFresh. Is there any way that we can be notified of the messages going out before the influx of calls starting coming our way? And the answer is, thank you for sharing. We will take this feedback to research the discrepancy. The next question is, one of the greatest challenges school districts continue to face with the Sunbucks verification process is collecting and following up with families regarding required verification documents. This process is extremely time-consuming and difficult for nutrition services departments that are already managing extensive operational and regulatory responsibilities. In many cases, school district staff are not trained experts in reviewing and verifying complex income or eligibility documentation. Yet, districts are being placed in a position of making these determinations. This takes valuable time and resources away from the work we should be focused on most, serving students and operating school nutrition programs. Another major concern is the communication families receive when they contact the Sunbucks helpline. And the answer is, thank you for sharing your feedback. We continue to seek our ways that we can streamline the administration of Sunbucks in California. We welcome specific feedback about challenges families are sharing related to the Sunbucks helpline, as staff are now equipped with additional information from previous years to support families with questions about eligibility. And the next question is, families are often directed back to the school district and told to ask why they did not receive a card. Unfortunately, districts frequently do not have access to the information needed to answer those questions, which creates frustration for families and school staff alike. We appreciate the opportunity to share this feedback and hope there can be continued discussion around creating a more streamlined and supportive verification process for both families and school districts. And the answer is, thank you for the feedback. The requirements surrounding verification of Sunbucks applications are based on federal regulations. The following question is, I understand that Sunbucks benefits are not replaceable, but have families reported any electronic thefts? And the answer is, we do not have data on electronic theft reports. And the next question is, do you have an estimate of how many kids in California will need to submit an application? And the answer is, all children in California who are only eligible for $some based on household income will have to submit a universal benefits application in order to receive $some. California estimates that this could be as many as 2.1 million children. The next question is, will there be more detailed information regarding verification of the UBAs? And the answer is, verification means 3% sample for 2026 $some should now be completed, nearly completed. CDE will release 2027 $some verification towards the beginning of calendar year 2027. Next question is, will the $some card be issued with chip or tap by 2027? And the answer is no. Chip or tap will not be available by 2027. And the next question is, where can we access the social media graphics? I see the Word files for caption support. And the answer is, you can access social media graphic online at our website, and we'll provide the link in the chat. And the next question is, as we process UBAs and upload for them to receive the card, and then they get selected for verification, but they have already received the card, what will happen? And the answer is, LEAs must not upload records to EDCS from UBAs that have been selected for verification until after verification has been completed and the records have been confirmed eligible for $some. Okay, and the next question, who should be reviewing and processing the UBAs? The answer is only school districts that participate in the National School Lunch or School Breakfast programs through a special provision program such as Community Eligibility Provision or Provision 2 are required to collect UBAs. The decision of which specific staff within each school district are a local level decision. Okay, so these are all the questions that have been asked and answered throughout the webinar, and I see we still have 2 pending questions, and our team is working on answering them right now. Once the answers are available, I will read out to everybody. And meanwhile, if you still have questions, feel free to type in the question using the Q&A feature. Thank you. All right, okay. We have another question here. It was my understanding that nutritional programs in school districts are not allowed to use school nutrition funding for managing the $some application process. Is this correct? If so, who is responsible? And the answer is, $some is considered a separate child nutrition program as written in federal regulations. As such, cafeteria funds, which are restricted to the use for school nutrition programs such as National School Lunch and School Breakfast Program, should not be used for expenses related to $some. Administrative funding for $some should be deposited into the district general fund. Okay, and again, we have some pending questions, and I will read the question and the answer to everybody once they become available. Thank you. Okay, another question here. For the social media graphics, we'll have to add the text to the photos ourselves. And the answer is folks can copy and paste in both the image and the text to the appropriate fields when posting. Thank you. Okay. And yeah, still some pending questions, and our teams are working on answering them right now. Okay, I think for this question, and the question itself is, I cannot see the responses, and the answer is to see response, please select the Answer tab under Questions and answer to see the responses. Thank you. Okay, all right. Another question is, during the verification process, are families to provide most recent paycheck stubs? Also, how long do you need to keep verification records? And the answer is, households selected and notified of their selection for verification must provide documentation of income. The documentation must indicate the source, amount, and frequency of all household income, and may indicate eligibility at any point during the period of eligibility. The information provided only needs to indicate eligibility for participation in a program at a single point in time during the period of eligibility, not that the child was certified for that program's benefit at the time of application or verification. USDA has not shared a specific length of time that verification, USDA has not shared a specific length of time that verification records must be maintained, but we suggest keeping them on file in case of future audit. Okay, thank you. And another question is, the flyers, I believe folks would like to have access to the Sunbucks program flyers, and the link will be provided in the chat. Thank you. Okay, seems like there are no more pending questions. Let me quickly check if there is something, any question that I've missed. Thank you. Okay, we actually have a new question pending in the Q&A, and but we'll get to answer that question in a moment. Thank you. And this last pending question is, how can we, okay, hold on. There are a lot of questions today. Okay, so this question is, how can we the Q&A? And the answer is, Zoom does not provide an option to print the Q&A, but you can manually copy and paste the text from the window to a Word document. Thank you. And here comes a new question. And the question itself is, might there be a resource handbook similar to the eligibility manual provided in the future regarding Sunbucks? Okay, our team is working on answering this question, and I'll read out the answer once it becomes available. Okay, so we're still waiting for the question to be answered, and thank you everyone for your patience while we're waiting. Okay, here is our last question. I will repeat the question again. Might there be a resource handbook similar to the eligibility manual provided in the future regarding Sunbucks? And the answer is, thank you for the suggestion. The eligibility manual for school meals is a resource that is provided by the USDA. The USDA has not released such a resource for Sunbucks. For the most current list of resources for Sunbucks, please visit the CE Sunbucks webpage at the link that we're gonna provide in the chat. And also on their website, it's available under the resources tab. All right. Okay, I think that's up today's webinar. We'd love to hear from you. And so we'll run 3 poll questions in the next few slides. Thank you very much. Next slide, please. Okay, so the first poll question is, did the webinar meet your expectations? So I am gonna launch the poll. Now you should be seeing it appear on your screen. Please take a moment to answer it. And we'll keep this open for about 15 seconds. Thank you. Right. Thank you very much. Okay, and we have a second poll question. Next slide, please. Okay, how likely are you to recommend the webinar to a colleague or a community partner? And again, I'm going to launch this poll question. And also you have, again, we'll keep this open for about 15 seconds, and thank you for taking your time to answer it. Thank you. Okay, our third and last poll question. Next slide, please. What kind of information would you like us to include in our future webinars? And I'm going to launch the question again. Okay, all right. So because this is an open-ended question, you will have 1 minute to type in your answer, and thank you for your time. All right. Thank very much. Okay, now we're done with all the poll questions, and we truly appreciate your feedback to help us improve. And meanwhile, I'll also see that one of our attendees has is raising hand and seeming to have a question. So, okay, so now the hand is dropped. So if you still have question, you may reach out to us by typing in the question. Okay, all right, next slide, please. Okay, we will host monthly webinars throughout the summer operational period. Our next webinar will be on Tuesday, June 23rd. Please be on the lookout for the invite. Meanwhile, for anyone who would like to be included in Sunbox communications, please send us a request at sunbox@dss.ca.gov. Thank you all for your participation. We look forward to seeing you in June. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye.